Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's tutorial. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this outfit that I'm wearing. It's been a while I actually posted here. I hope you guys are good. So if this is something you'd like to learn, let's just get right into the video. So these are the materials that I'm working with. An elastic band which I used for the waist, is smoky thread, my buttons, and 4.5 yards of material that I use for I and my son. So we'll start by rolling our starting line just like so. This is also my waistline. My material is folded into two, and this is the front part of my trouser. So I'm going to do my waist measurement divided by two, but I actually made mine very big. If you want yours to, fit properly without being as baggy as mine, your exact waist measurement divided by four, plus 4 inches sewing allowance. To get our crotch line, the next we're going to minus our waistband and do our waist to our hip measurement plus 2 inches, and then 1 inch for ease. This is our crotch line. And then we're going to do our round upper thigh measurement divided into two plus 4 to 5 inch sewing allowance. And then we're going to mark on our crotch line just like so. So to get our crotch length, the next we're going to do is our waist measurement divided by 4. And whatever we get, we're going to divide that by 4 again. That is our crotch length. And probably add half inch for ease. That is our crotch length. So after that, we're just going to roll just like so, just as you see me doing. Now we're also going to look for to mark our crotch, to get our crotch curve. So we're going to come up by 2 inches just like so, so we can mark our crotch curve. So if you don't have your curve ruler, it's easy. You can just connect from end to end with your free hand and make a curve. So you can see that we now have our curve line just like so. So we are done with that. I'm just holding the materials together since it's actually very silky. So the next thing we're going to do is to determine the length of the trouser, how long you want it to be, if you want it to be flowy or not. So this pants, I actually made it very big, as you can see from the video. So I actually used my exact thigh measurement. I did not reduce anything from anywhere. From the waist to the end part of it, I actually made it very big. So I will just minus my band waist measurement down to the length I want it to be flowy. Even when I wore a heel, like it was still, touching the ground. That's how I wanted it to be. So I'm just going to, mark the line. Like I said, I did not reduce even at the end part. I did use the exact, the length of my crotch. That was what I actually did. I just ruled the line from there, as you can see me doing, down to the end part of it. So it was really a big trouser. So after that, I will just cut out, because we are done with the drafting of our front part. So I will just cut out just like so. So this is really not something that difficult. Please take your time and you will understand. So we're just going to divide the side into two. I did not make any hip curve. So after that, we're done with the front. We're just going to take this front and place into another folded material, so we can determine so that we can get our back pants. So you can see that I left about 2 inches at the top. So on the crotch line, I'm just going to come up by 2 inches at the back, just like so. Sorry, that part isn't showing. I didn't know it wasn't showing. And on that line, after marking 2 inches on the crotch curve line, I'm still going to come out by 2 inches, just like so. Even if you don't want to do that, just come up by 2 inches. The reason why I'm doing that is so it will be able to accommodate the buttocks easily. That is why I actually came out again by 2 inches, just like so, and came up by 2 inches. And you can see I am slanting that 2 inch which I came up with to the side of the pants. Please don't be confused. I came up by 2 inches from the trouser line, and then came out again on the crotch line, the curve line on the crotch part, by 2 inches again. Please just take your time. You're going to understand. Even it's not showing, but you're going to see what it looks like when I am cutting. So I'm just using a pin to hold all of them together, and then I'm just going to cut out. Like I said, the reason why I did that is for it to be able to accommodate the back very well. Every other part is the same, so I'm just cutting out like it, just like tracing out, except the 2 inches which I came out on the crotch part. crotch line width, else every other part is actually the same. You can see what I am doing. So this is what it looks like. I'm sorry that part didn't show, but this is exactly what I did. So after that, we are actually done with drafting the pants, and I'm just going to open the sides just like so. So we are going to fold another material into two. This is for the upper body. So we are going to take our bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance, or maybe 1.5, whichever that works for you. After that, I'm going to roll a line which is going to serve as my shoulder line or my starting line for my back. After that, I'm going to measure from that shoulder line down to my waistline, which is 19 inches, just like so. And then I'm going to roll a line just like so. And then my shoulder divided into two. To get my armhole curve, I'm just going to do my bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is going to give me my armhole curve just like so. And then I'm just going to connect these lines together just like so, and then rule out my armhole length. Please take your time, you're going to understand. And I'm sorry that my chalk, my pen isn't showing. I didn't have a chalk at this moment. So my back width is the standard 3, but not the 3 by 3. I did 3 widths, and then for the depth I actually did 1.5 just like so. And then I'm just going to curve for the back, and we're done with the neck. You can use your free hand as well to do that. So for the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then I will take it back to the neck just like so. After that, I'm still just going to make sure that I have, the amount of material that I need. My bust divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance, and then on my waist, my round waist divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. And then I'm just going to connect all of that together just like so. So the next thing I'm going to do for my shoulder slope, I'm going to come down from my shoulder slope down to the end part just like so, and divide into two. That's because I want to give the armhole curve. Our armhole isn't straight, and then I'm going to come in by ½ inch just like so. And again, I'm going to mark my bust divided by 4, and then connect all these dots together just like so, from the bust divided by 4 down to that ½ inch which I came out from, and then back to the shoulder slant that I worked on. Sorry it is not showing, but I'm going to cut out so you see what it's looking like. This is not that difficult. It's just an easy, a free two piece. Just take your time, you understand. We are done with the back. We're just going to place that on another material folded into two, leaving about 6 inches for the front, because it's going to be looking like a wrap top but not a wrap top. The neck wideness is going to be 4 inches, so I'm leaving a shoulder length that long because I want to actually pleat the front shoulder into the back shoulder, so it's going to have like a bit of gathers, not looking straight at that point. So it will just have some little gathers. That's why you can see that the shoulder part is looking very long. After that, I'm still going to take my shoulder to my waist, excuse me, measurement just like so, and then I am going to cut out just like so. So you can see what it's looking like, and basically we're almost done. So I'm just going to come up again, let's say by 18, 17, whichever you want to do. 2 out of your waist is completely fine, and then draw an angle to the 4 inches neck wideness that I actually gave, from that I came up just like so, and then I'm going to cut out. This is just it, and it's almost everything for the front. Like, we're done with the back and the front bodies of our blouse. So basically this is just it. Take your time and watch the video. It will be easy for you to understand. So that's just it. We are done. So for our sleeve, well, I'm taking my shoulder to my elbow. I didn't take it to my wrist. So my shoulder to my elbow is actually 20 inches. So to get my sleeve cap, I'm dividing my shoulder into 8. whatever I get is my sleeve cap. So I'm just going to measure that, and I made a depth of 6 inches because I want it to have like that puff effect. And then my sleeve wideness I actually worked with 16 inches because I want it to be big, but at the elbow part I actually worked with 10 inches. So I will just split a little bit into the smoky band, just like so. So I'm just measuring this 10 so I can make some pleat to the smoky band that I'll be making, and then I'll connect this to the 16 inches wideness. You can see I actually used my free hand. So this is what it looks like, when I'm cutting out. I'm sorry, my pen wasn't really showing. I guess my brightness was actually too much. I'm really sorry about that. So this is what my sleeve now looks like. I'm just going to make a notch and drop this aside. So now I have, just little material left, but I'm going to work with it to make my peplum. So it's actually folded into four. But if you have enough material, it's completely fine. You just make the normal peplum. But please make sure whatever you're working with, it's going to work with the length of what you want your blouse to look like. So for my peplum will be 8 inches. But here I actually have just 6 inches. I'm going to add like 2 inches band, to the end part of it because I didn't have enough material to work with. But this was actually very good. It was another easy way to make your peplum if you don't have enough material. Making it in pieces form helps it to even dangle more. So this is it. So I'm just going to open up. You can see how small it's looking, but when you open and start joining all of them together, you'll see that you have a round waist measurement, which your peplum can actually fit into your upper body. So this is what it looks like. You can see how long it's now looking. So I'm just trimming the excess, some part looking long, and basically that just it. So back to our trouser. My elastic band that I used is 2 inches. So I make a band of about 4 inches, which can be able to contain the elastic band that I'm using. So that's what you see me doing here. Sorry, the video is fast. I didn't want this video to be, extremely, long. So this is it. So it fits into my band perfectly, just like so. And the next thing, I'm going to use this band, join them together and round it on my trouser waist, just like you see me doing. Like as I'm pinning, you can pin around before sewing, or you can sew together. After that, you're just going to fold a little bit, just like so, a little at the top, and then you put to the waist, just like so. Either you pin all of this round, or you can just sew around, making sure your band will be able to enter, leaving about 2 inches opening. And then for your waistband, you divide your waist into two and add about 2 inches. Whatever you get, you just cut out your waistband, and then you fix it inside the loop which you actually left. So this is what I'm actually doing at this point. So after doing that, this is what I got. So that channel which was actually left, you will stitch your two edges together, just like so. Your band, you stitch all of it together, and then you close that part. And basically we are done with our pants. You're just going to join your side and your crotch part, just like so, and you are done. So back to our upper bodies. We're just going to place our back bodies just like so, and then our front bodies just like so, all together, right side facing each other, and then make these tiny pleats just like so. So the shoulders are going to fit in together, just as I told you earlier when I was cutting it. You can see how it is. So it won't be looking just straight, but there will be a tiny gathers on it, just like so. And we're just going to go to our machine, and we just sew the shoulders together. So this is what it actually looks like after I sewn it together. So the next thing, we're going to determine how open we want our bust to be. So I came down by 8 inches, just like so. I'm a nursing mother, so I need all the openings so my baby can easily nurse. So I'm coming down by one inch because this is going to serve as my buttonhole line and also my loophole. my buttonhole and also my button line. So that's why you see on each end I'm coming down by 1 inch, just like so, as you can see me doing one side to serve as the button. So this bias strip that I'm making is to create my buttonhole. I'm not making the actual buttonhole. So you can see after making the bias strip, I just gave, maybe cut about 2 inches thereabout, and then place it on that 1 inch gap that I gave, and then keep another place another bias strip on it, just like so. Let me fix this so you see what I'm talking about. So this is what it looks like after I was done with it. So the next thing, on every end, you're just going to fold your bias strip just like that, and then sew from one end meeting the other end, like you're going to pass your neck round to the end, one from your left down to your butt, your neck down to the right, just like so. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And then the next thing, on your elbow part, you're just going to make your band, which you're going to make your smoky on it using your smoky thread. After cutting my sleeve, the elbow part, I'm making a smoky band on it. So now this is what the smoky thread looks like. This is what you're going to fix into your reeler, and after that you're going to sew with a normal thread on top, this in your reeler with a normal thread on top, and that is how you form your smoky. So before doing that, you're just going to hem that part before doing that. So this is what it actually looks like after I had done it, fixing it to my sleeve before I'm going to put it to my armhole. So this is what it looks like. It's looking very fine, as you can see what it is. So I'm just splitting the sleeve cap part to my shoulder and then to the armhole, and basically that's just everything for it. So this was not easy for me to put together, and a lot, I didn't even know some parts wasn't even recording and all of that, but basically we are just done with it. You're just going to join sides together, and then you fix your peplum, and then we are done with this tutorial. So I also went ahead to smoke the waist side, leaving about 2 inches down, just as we left before, taking it to the neck part and also to the back. You can see how it looks before we put our fix our peplum to it. And that's just it, guys, for this video. So join your sides and everything, and we are done. I hope this tutorial was helpful to somebody. Take your time, watch the video, and you're going to learn something. For watching this tutorial, I hope you learned something from it. It's been a while we actually posted here, so it's beautiful doing this again. Bye for now.